Okay, so the next part will be creating an add new component, like add new to do. So for that, here we're going to add .jsx. Okay, so React arrow function component T, and then we are going to create a card here that will take multiple things as an input. So first of all, make as a card. Then we have to create a div as a class name, columns is centered. And we have this div is column is 6, and this is like to do title, and here we have this div which also has the column is 6, but it will have an input, so we will get the input from here. So we can search the input. We will get this input, copy it, then use our HTML to JSX compiler, and then we are going to do it. See, okay. First of all, the add component we need to here. First map add. That's it. So we can also we need to add the link here in the lists, because the first page the user will come is like this. Going to this page actually. So first div this div. Okay, so whenever we are going to return the JSX, make sure that there will be a single component at the end. Like, so the starting will be div and the ending will be div. So if you are going to pass like this one, it will throw an error. What it says is cannot pass multiple components. You should pass a single component. That the JSX expression must have one parent component. So this means you cannot pass multiple divs at the same time. A single div you can pass, and inside that single div you can create multiple divs. So make sure that thing again. We need to add the button here. So button. Okay, so add new to do. Okay, so you need to add the classes also. Class button is success. The class to margin top 5. Okay, here we have. This is our add to do. Then we make it as a center as text center. Okay, and margin bottom is also 5. So here we can add the link for our uh, link to slash add. When you click on this thing, you will see this our add to do title. Okay, so then here we need to make sure that margin 5 there, and again adding 5 is there. Also is centered, is vertically centered. Okay, so in this way we are going to add this to do title. uh, Again we have this what we say, add to do description. Description will be this. You can change the placeholder to title. description, title description. Okay, that's it. So we have home, we have see all list, we have now add new to do, and then we need to add the checkbox also to mark it as submit or what. So here we need to search for checkbox. So I guess they don't have that checkbox. Like the styling is not that good, but still we can use it. There is another extension for this Bulma CSS that is called as WikiKey. So they provide the good CSS for this checkbox. I'm currently using the Tailwind, so I don't know that much. Uh, the classes I forgot actually. So here we have this. Okay. So what we can do is complete it. You can remove this. So we need to add the to make the update here. So the next part will be to add the button. Okay, we can copy now. Copy from here actually. Okay, add new to do. Okay, what it will do? It will add all this data. So we can stretch it. Is full width. Okay, we can make sure that we can. And here we can add the HR. We want to rule. Okay, I had this one. This way we can see the now we can add the data here. The problem here is now the components are not interconnected because the state we need to update is here only, like in this what we said lists.jsx. And if you want to make any changes, we again need to pass that value to this part, which will be little bit difficult. Okay, as it is not the child or kind of thing. So to avoid that, what we can do is, as we decided, we are going to use the use context. Okay, so for that we need to set it up. uh, so along with the src we can create a folder called as use context. Like context, not inside that, along with it context. And here, okay, I guess where should we put it? Okay, we should put it in the src because it won't get the access outside of src. So in context we need to create the context and state. No, directly we can create. Directly we can create, like the global context we can create here. Context.js, as it is, it only contains the javascript content, so we don't need to put it as a jsx. So here react arrow function component export. And then we don't need this, as we're not going to return any java in any html or jsx content. So here what we need to do, here we need to create a default variable, const default global state. Here we can put the list as an empty list. And then what we can do is we can put other things also. We can put other things also, and then we can add the global state, global state use state actually. The name of the use state variable will be global state, global context state, context state, state. I think global state will be much better. We save our time. Global state. Sorry. Set global state. Then we have this use. Okay, and then we are going to pass the default global state, and here we are going to return that all the things, like we have this default global state, we have this global state as a use state hook, and then we have this set global state. That's it. So our global context state, sorry, I need to put it as state, global context state.js, rename it and update it here also. And context we need to create as global context. I will explain why there are two different files. Global context. So here what we need to do, export default, no, not default actually, export const context is equals to use context. That's it. The empty value you can pass, no issue. Okay, I think I missed the format actually. What is the issue? Top level. Okay, in this case now, the best thing is to directly Google it. Use context in React. Creating the use context. Create context. Okay, sorry, I here it should create context. It won't throw an error. And use context will be there. Okay, so export const, it is not a default export, it is a named export. So we are not passing any export default const global state, okay, global context. Uh, we need the curly brackets to use this global context in our components. Okay, this is clear. And we have created our global context. Now we are going to use it. So how we are going to use it? We need to import all the states data here first as a normal JavaScript. This is a normal JavaScript thing. Then first we need, for importing we need to call this. So what will happen here is it will call this method. It will go here. Okay, so here it will execute. Then it will say return. Then it will return this part. So by default it will return all these things, and we are going to call all these things here. We can call this one also, like only this global state and all, but we want all the three variables we have declared in this global context state. So to use that, what we need to do is uh, we need to create, first we need to, I think, import this, that we can create here, global context, global context dot provider, and then we need to pass it. Why I put it down? Because it should be it should include all the components, like this will behave as a parent, All the components inside that parent will be served as a child, so it will give the access to all the below components. Okay, so we have this global contextual provider, and we need to pass the value as this. So here I have put the two curly brackets, two objects, because this is the first that declares the that gets the value, and actual object will be this one. So here we need to pass all these three: default global state, and set global state. Many times it will throw a warning that says, as you should use the use memo to stop rendering after each update. So it's the next part. It's not necessary for now. So this global state is now the part of all this component. We can access it from anywhere. For example, if you want to, okay, I think here we want it. So this data we don't want from here. We are going to shift this data to the global state. Here we have this empty array. We have passed it here, and we have saved it. So now this global state have this default global state. So we can access global state dot list. We will get this data here. So here what we need to do is const global. Okay, what is the syntax here again? Okay, we have this global, I think global state. Global state equals to use context. Then we need to pass the global context. That's it. So this is the way we are going to use it, and we are going to global state dot list. That's it. So here we can see in the home, the add. Okay, we got the list in the home. Okay, home what? Home. Okay, we got the list. Now you can see the difference that our to-do list is coming from the global state and not from our internal state. We are not declared any use state here. We are directly fetching this global state from use context, and we are passing this global state to our local state. Again, we can eliminate this part also by doing this, because we again don't need this part. So we don't need this part. All this, we can directly fetch it from there. Refresh and this, but it's not, again not a good practice. Directly we are fetching the list from there. So what we need to do is we are going to revert it back. We're going to revert it back, but this time we're not going to use those local use states. We're going to use the global state, but by setting this data part there. I will explain it. Just give me some time. I'm reverting it. I did this only to explain you. Okay, we have this const data. Okay, we have this const data. I'm going to delete this, our local state. Then we have this data, and here we have this. We need to again remove this part. Then again set global state, and again you need to remember this part. We can set a global by directly putting the value there, like dot 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 global state, comma. We have now all this data here. Dot 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 means all this data here, and then we can update this particular list, and we can pass the data. But why it is not getting these? Because we need to do this, because it's an object here. It's an object here. This part is an object. So inside the object we have the list. So first we need to make an object. Then we need to get the previous data here, and the updated the item which we want to update. We need to write it here as a key. and then we need to write the updated data. So the old data is like empty list, and then latest data will be the this data. We're going to fetch it from the server. But this is not a good method. I will explain why. The better method is set global state. Then we have this. Okay, first of all, I need to show you now it works or not. You can see control. I'm refreshing it and it is setting. So what it is doing, it is getting this data, it is setting into this our state, and the state set state is updating our context, global context state, which is here. It is updating this part. Okay, 20 minutes. Again, I will do the it with a good right way. So set global state dot prev state. We're going to pass this. This is a callback method again. Return an object here. So this syntax is you need to remember it. There is no any detailed explanation I want to give you, because you need to have the clear idea of what is a callback function. I think we have used for two times, so you should have the clear idea. Like the callback method have the parameter, then there is an arrow function. This is an arrow function, and we have this the body of that method, callback method, and we have this return statement that gets called immediately, and then we pass this return object, and here we are going to dot prev state. What will it do? As the name suggests, it gives the previous data, like the latest updated previous data. If you are doing the set global state multiple times in this prev state, what will it will do? It will give you the last updated data. Okay, last updated data. Then we need to update this list by data. That's it. The difference between this and this is this don't guarantee you the latest state, because if you're going doing set global state first, second, third, and fourth time, okay, and uh, what you think is like we have updated this part, so our list is new list. Okay, so here we will get this updated list. Again here we will get this updated list. Okay, again here we will get this updated list. So this is what we think, but it won't happen. Global state will update the list on some criteria, or like after some time. It won't get immediately updated immediately. So this prev state guarantees you that this prev state is actually the previous state. Okay, like there are 100 updates, so this, and you are going to do this 101 update. So this is the 100th updates data. So this is your actual previous state data, and this is our then updated 101 updated data. So in this way, it is going to update this state. That's it. So you can check we have our data. Taking little time to update that state. If you refresh now, it is not showing, but if you refresh, it will take little bit of time to update the state. Okay, that is enough, I guess. We will do this add new. I'll create the handlers and add new to do part in the next video.